Corporate recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a data scientist, and I do more than tech. I want to let everybody know, but tech right now is on fire and just that's what the tech job market is right now. So most of the resumes that are submitted to me are tech. So what we need for this resume, which is an absolutely terrible resume, I know this because they told me their ratio. The ratio is how you can tell how good your resume is, and that is how many applications it takes to get an interview. Your goal should be a minimum of 1 in 50. This person has over 150 applications to get a single interview, so this is a garbage resume. The resume is garbage. They are not garbage. I want to be very clear. A resume can be garbage, and you can be a fantastic person. Your resume has no indication of who you are as a person. So what we need for a data scientist, and I need these in qualification format, not keyword format. So a keyword is something that the hiring team needs, right? So Python, data, speaking to shareholders, right? That's a keyword. The problem is recruiters are looking for qualifications, and a qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus where you used it, plus the reason or result of you using it. If it's not all 4 of those things, then it does not count as a qualification with the exception of degree and years of experience. So recruiters only have 20 seconds to find the above, and what we need is degree, Python, R, SQL, data, data modeling, data analytics, industry, healthcare, SDLC, explaining stuff to non-technical folk. You absolutely need that. Influencing stakeholders, cross-functional, ML Ops, Microsoft Office applications, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Google Sheets, AI, LLM, ML, NLP, Spark, Skibbity, Learn, Pandas, NumPy, dashboard, and data visualization. I need 75% of that, which I will not find because this is a garbage resume and they have over 150. So let's see why it's bad and go. Okay, can't use anything here. All right, small percent, okay. Data-driven, developed a predictive for ETFs, don't care. Python data pipelines is good, don't care. Nothing there is related. Nothing there is related except... Yeah, nothing there is related. All right, that's it. That's all the time I had. You have nothing here that is related to being a data scientist. You put what you thought I wanted. And in fact, I'm going to use a metaphor that I use every single video, which is you gave me so many hot dogs and no hamburgers. So I want you to imagine that you are hungry and you want a cheeseburger. You go to your local cheeseburger establishment, Headless Headhunters Hamburgers, right? So you're like, all right, I'm going to go here. You tell the waiter, hey, I want a cheeseburger with pickles and onions. And they're weird order, but fine. We don't judge that. So they're like, all right, cheeseburger with pickle and onions. Let me go get it for you. They come back. They bring you a hot dog. And you would look at them and they'd be like, why? I wanted a cheeseburger with pickles and onions. And they said, that's what we gave you. And they said, no, you gave me a hot dog. And they say, well, a hot dog is a hamburger because a hot dog has buns, a hot dog has meat, a hot dog, just like a hamburger, has pickles and onions and cheese. This is what you wanted. And you would say, no, it's not. This is a hot dog. I wanted a cheeseburger. I'm gone. And you would leave a negative review on YouTube. Or not on YouTube. Leave a positive review on YouTube. On Google, right? And that is what you did here is this stuff right here is the hamburgers. Everything else is a hot dog. And you filled this with data-driven trading system developed and deployed. The ML models can be good, but deployed ETFs and cash bonds, integrated liquidity and forecast estimates, and internal compute clusters to ingest normalize. None of that is related. That is a hot dog. And again, you may think that, well, hold on, it is related, just like a hot dog is related to a hamburger, and that both have meat, cheese, and everything else that could be the same. Those are different things, and that is what you filled your resume with. So now let me read what they wrote, which is, I'm currently working as a quant trader, and I really want a different job because I'm working under 60 plus hours a week. Ugh. Willing to take a pay cut to leave as a data scientist. I know I have strong technical skills and will do a great job. I'm worried my resume comes across as someone who's a flight risk, given my short tenure, and I'm not sure to communicate my position. No. You don't appear as a flight risk. I mean, you've been here for a little bit short, but your previous work was pretty long, so that's kind of acceptable. The big issue is that your resume has 0 things that I'd want. Like, this has 0 things that I need as a data scientist. So what you want to do is, oh, this was a previous resume. What you want to do is make your resume look like this, okay? This is what it should look like. The link is in the description below. It is free. Please use it. This is how you do it. This is what your resume should look like. And then once you finish that with the formatting, right, then we can go on to the actual bullet points. Because right now I'm telling you, you don't show me that you're a data scientist. I actually don't really know what you are. Maybe this is more quant data, like you said, but I need to see that you're an actual data scientist, and I don't see that based on your resume. So again, stop with this. And then we have Masters of Engineering, Athletics, Society of Architecture. Yeah, you actually should keep all this education. They would probably like that. That each of these needs to be one line, right? So remember, this is one line, this is one line, this is one line. Then we go down to here, and again, I just don't see what I need, right? Data-driven trading system. That's not relevant. I don't care. ML models for ETF and cash bonds. Again, not needed. Python for data pipelines is useful. But again, stop with this. I don't know why people do this. This is like the most bad meta I've seen in resume creation is they put it up here, right? Like they put this like up here, and I don't know what it is. Like they give like a brief description and then go into it. That's terrible. Stop doing that. You never want to do that. It makes your resume harder to read. So again, the only thing I really find here is that you've built personalized Python data pipelines, which is something I'm looking for, and a little bit of ML, but that's it. And I cannot move you forward unless you have 75% of this. And I found two things. Like none of this is related. Why do I care about this? I don't care about this. 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 Nothing here is related. Where is the sequel? Where is the industry? You did do the industry. Where is you can explain complex topics to non-technical folk? I don't see it. Where's influencing stakeholders? Where's working cross-functionally? Where's ML ops? Where's Microsoft Office? Google Sheets, and then you have a little bit of AI, but again, I that's fine. But where are the dashboards and data visualization? You're not getting rejected because of your short tenure at these two places, which is not great, but it's not terrible since your previous one is 3 years. Actually, it's 3.5 years, which is good. You're getting rejected because your resume has 0 things on it that we actually care about. It is filled to the brim with hot dogs, and I need hamburgers because we cannot move you forward without them. So, that is all I can do on this one. And, I really want you to take my advice because, I want you to work normal work hours. 60 hours a week is insane. That will end you because you're gonna expire from stress. That's not healthy. And when people actually follow my advice, they get a 1 in 7. That is what my advice gives, is a 1 in 7. So for every 7 applications, you get 1 interview. The exception for that is internationals. Then it's about 1 in 30 to 1 in 100. But for everybody else, everybody should follow my advice because it will give you a 7 applications to 1 interview instead of over 150 for whatever this garbage is. Because there's nothing. So they need to delete this and redo it. There's really just not a lot here. So that's all I can do for this resume. And before we go on to the next one, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing it with your friends and family really does help me out. I'm a small creator, so that really helps me a lot. And if you ever need any more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlesshunter. That is where I get these keywords. That is where I help people out a little bit more. And I want to give a heartfelt thanks to my members. They get access to videos a little bit early. You can join in the link below. And I just want to say thank you very much for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. So let's go to the next resume, and I'm going to get you all jobs. That's my goal. This is a resume of a software engineer intern. And what we need for a software engineer intern is pretty basic. We need degree, basic knowledge of the tech stack. So whatever tech stack is fine. You don't need to specialize that much. As long as I see some tech stack, you're good. Once you graduate, you will need to specialize into a tech stack, but right now for interns, I don't really need to. But I do need to see SQL and cloud and maybe a little bit of AI, just a little bit, not a ton. The ability to work well with others, take direction and criticism. And if I do not find all of those, I cannot move you forward. So is this a good or a bad resume? This is bad, but not unsalvageable. This is 100 to 1. So again, not good, but could be a lot worse. So I'm expecting to find one or two things that are good, and the rest of it is bad. So 20 seconds on the clock, and go. Formatting is awful. This can be deleted. This can be deleted. Let's see. Managing the operation of, don't care. Strategy deployment under C, okay, don't really care. Establish how much C++, good. Don't care. Don't care. All right, yeah, there's like nothing here. Let me read what they wrote. I have gotten an internship for summer 2026, but I got it through networking. There we go. Not applications. To clarify, your ratio is only for cold applications. If you get a job through networking, that does not count for how good your resume is. That counts for how good your connections are, which if you do have a connection, you should use it, to clarify. But this is, okay, so this is not 100 to 1. This is 100 to 50 and never. So yeah, I've never gotten a recruiter call or interview from a cold application. Yeah, because you have nothing on your resume. This is entirely blank. You want to know what a recruiter sees or a hiring manager? Bad formatting. You need to use this. But this doesn't count. This doesn't count. And oh, look, cool. You managed a portfolio. I'm not looking for you to manage a portfolio. I'm looking for a software engineer intern. This has nothing to do with what I need. This is nothing to do with what I need except for C++, but that's really more for embedded. Otherwise, it's probably going to be C# for a software. Again, nothing here is needed, so this entire thing has nothing in it. And then we go down here, and LLM is nice, but the rest of it you batch and you query, and I don't care about that. That's not related. Extending benchmarks, new scheduling, none of this is related to being an intern. None of this is related to being an intern. Insight, design the core pipeline for blah, 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 nothing. Projects, developed library book in modern C, okay, good. Don't care about numbers. GitHub stars, don't care about, but at least you mentioned GitHub. And I need more, nothing, 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 nothing. Yeah, your resume is terrible. There is literally nothing here that I could really use to move you forward. You know what would have been an infinitively better sentence is up here, instead of managing the live operations of blah, 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 blah. If you just said, created a web application in, let's say, I don't actually know which one, what one did you even pick? I don't even know what stack you are to even give you this advice. Okay, created a web application in Python, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and Git to find out what makes people do dishes better, right? Like that would have been better, but right now this resume is bad. You need to delete this, and I mean that kindly. Like there's nothing in this resume that I can use. This entire resume is filled with hot dogs and is filled with stuff that I do not care about. At no point do you tell me SQL, right? Nothing SQL. At no point do you tell me any cloud that I saw. At no point can I see that you took direction and criticism. At no point do I see that you can work well with others. At no point do I see Python or Java or C# or R or JavaScript or HTML or PyTorch or Pandas or this part doesn't matter. And then nothing here is needed, or I think I saw Git. So your entire resume is filled with something that is irrelevant. This is why you're not getting interviews. Is you're trying to impress the person with these 20% throughputs, but nobody cares. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying like, oh, you've done nothing with your life. I'm saying nobody can understand that in 20 seconds, even people that are highly technical. Stop with the numbers. Start writing the stuff that we actually need, because this means nothing. This is why you're getting rejected. Next resume. This is a resume of a business analyst. So for a business analyst, what I need is SQL, Tableau, I never know if I'm actually pronouncing that right. The table one, whatever it's called, Power BI, Industry, Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Outlook, Excel, Advanced, or the Google Docs equivalent, but I do want to see advanced versions of the Excel. Jira, SAP, Word, requirements gathering and documentation, influencing cross-functional people from IC to stakeholders. So basically, I need you to be able to talk and influence the janitor as well as the CEO. You need to be able to influence him. This is very, very critical. Again, I'm going to use Elon Musk. Elon Musk changing Twitter to X was a very, very bad idea. It was a terrible idea. It hurt the company deeply. And your job as a business analyst is to create data and say, hey, Elon Musk, don't do this. This is why. Here's a PowerPoint presentation of why this is a terrible idea, and you have to convince them. So from IC, from stakeholders and managers, and then again, I also want to see that you proactively solved business problems. I don't want to see just random numbers. I want to see that you identified an issue the company would be facing, and then you proactively solved it using data. Also, I need to see that you can explain complex topics to non-technical people. Remember, these people may not know how to send an email, and you would have to explain why a Monte Carlo simulation is better than a whatever simulation. Meeting multiple deadlines concurrently, and then Agile, Scrum, and Waterfall. So this resume, is it bad or is it good? Unknown. We do not know yet. So yeah, we don't know if this is good or bad, but 20 seconds on the clock. And whoop, that's my dog. That was not what I wanted to click. That is Bear. He hangs out with me all the time. The reason the floor is crazy is because he keeps bringing his toys and eating putting the stuffing out, so I have to keep changing it every couple of hours. But anyway, 20 seconds on the clock, and go. All right, certs. I don't know if those are needed. Secured 5K and sponsored by converting. Don't care. Developed a strategic plan supporting fundraiser. No. Boosted target engagement by 38%. Don't care about the number. RS Studios and building Power BI dashboards. That's one's actually okay, but I need more. And that. Okay, so that is time. I did not see enough. This would be rejected. They say mainly searching for any analyst position. The main targeted consulting, but analytics is a stepping stone. So my big problem with this is, again, you gave me a ton of hot dogs and not hamburgers. Like, so are these certs needed? I don't think so. I don't think any of these is needed unless you're specifically applying at Deloitte or McKinsey. If you are applying at Deloitte and McKinsey or PwC, then I would say you should probably keep this because they would recognize what this is and how it's important. But I don't think other companies would care. So you should not have that, again, with the exception of those companies. And then we go down here, and again, formatting is bad. You need to use this formatting. But the problem is I really just don't see anything here, right? Secured 5K in new funding and improved sponsors by developing cost pricing, leading across. What did you do? You said all of this, and I don't know what you did. I actually don't know what you did here. You didn't really tell me. I think you got $5,000. Is that it? Was that your job? Is it you spent from February of last year till this year to get $5,000? I don't know. You didn't really tell me. Develop the strategic guide and plan and website. Okay, that's cool, but that's not what I'm looking for up here. But to support 6K fundraising is, again, that's not what I'm really looking for. You know what I would have liked you to say is created a business plan that allowed our stakeholders to meet our funding goals by explaining processes via a Tableau and Microsoft Office spreadsheet. Right? I understand that was gibberish. That would have made more sense. Boosted student engagement. Was that your goal? Was boosting student engagement? Why do I care that you boosted student engagement? I don't care. By collating data analysts at our studios, don't care. Building Power BI dashboards is good to identify trends. But again, I need more. In fact, you don't have, where is Excel? All the way at the bottom, no one's going to read that. Where is Jira? No Jira. Where is SAP? No SAP. Where is SQL? All the way down in the fourth bullet point, no one's going to get that far down. Where is Tableau? I did see one of them. Where is Influence? I didn't see it. I didn't see stakeholders either. There it is. Yeah, again, no one is going to get that far down. Drove through recommendation by customer KPI to actionable recommendation. Again, that I need no numbers. Stop making numbers. The more numbers you have, the worse. The only numbers you actually do want are dates of employment and the ones that are up here. And then again, the this one. Those are it. Otherwise, you don't want numbers. But, like, this resume has almost nothing I need. Like, this is why you're struggling, is you filled this with 40% and 13% because you're trying to impress me. And again, you will not impress me. You will not impress the hiring team. You can get a job. In fact, it's easier to get a job by not trying to impress people. So I need you to go back to the drawing board, and honestly, I would redo this entire resume. There it is. Everything's all the way at the bottom in the technical skills section where nobody's going to read it. You can't even see it. So go back to the drawing board and put what's in your skills section in the bullet points that show me how you did it and the reason or result that is not a percentage. Next, resume. This is another software engineer intern, so y'all already know what I need for this one. So 20 seconds on the clock. Is this good or bad? We do not know. Unknown ratio. So 20 seconds up on the clock and go. Formatting is horrible. Built a full stack using Stanley code. Okay, that's not relevant. Collaborated in a 5-person team. Good. Full stack gaming donation using Java, TypeScript. Okay, good. Perfect. Deployed a Google platform and Docker. I don't care about this. To configure. I don't care about that. Built an AI. Maybe nice. Engineered a PowerShell, Python, and time. This might actually have enough. Your first sentence is terrible. Your third sentence is mid, but your second sentence is fantastic. That is almost every single thing that I would want in this. My only complaint is that it should be Java first, right? So it should be used Java blah 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 in a 5-person team that we work together with to build X and Y. So let me read what you wrote. I updated my CV last week to better reflect my qualifications and have already been contacted by a recruiter. So it's already working. Yeah, that second bullet point is doing work. Quick question. I removed my assistant manager role from 2018 to 2022. Do you think that was a good decision, or would you recommend ending it back? It's fine to remove. I think it's fine to remove. I think you have enough experience that you could be fine with removing it. That's not a big deal. So yeah, what I would do is A, fix your formatting, right? This should look like this, not this. B, I don't like this first sentence. This doesn't really give me anything, right? Earning second out of 14 is fine. The problem is I don't care. It's just that I need, like, if you wanted to combine these two sentences, maybe would be fine. But right now, the first sentence is devoid of anything I need. So you could use it to give context for something. And then the second bullet point, I want you to say, worked in a 5-person team to build a full stack platform using Java, TypeScript, Angular, blah, 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 to increase our donors' engagements, right? So again, I want you to try to put in these keywords up here, like in the first half of the first sentence, but otherwise that's a little nitpicky, and this sentence is good. This sentence alone will get you an interview, which I think it did. Second one is I need a little bit more, right? Like the second one here, I don't think they're going to want NGINX, truthfully. They would want Docker. They would want Google Cloud. So I would probably add something here, and this can be about how you took direction and criticism. So this is where you want to maybe put something that you took direction and criticism, because you already say that you can work in a team up here. In fact, designed a gaming a donation platform using Java, blah, 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 as a 5-person team where we won second place out of 14 is probably a better way of writing it, because that shows you can work as a team, that you won second place, and it shows the tech stack first. The only thing I'm really, really missing here, besides the formatting being awful, is the fact that I need to see how you took direction and criticism. This one might be good. It's a smidge of AI, so it's fine. And the fact is, the rest of this is, I don't care about the latex CV, but you have an okay amount. I would want a little bit more keywords in this section, right? But otherwise, this is good. So again, bad formatting, but really, really good second bullet point. That alone is getting you stuff. Next, resume. We got another intern. So same as the last one. 20 seconds on the clock. And what is their ratio? I'm not able to land any internships. So, okay, 0 to 150 plus. So this is a bad resume. All right, 20 seconds on the clock and go. This formatting is awful. Oh, this is so hard to read. Don't care. Nothing related to being an intern. Nothing related to being an intern. Nothing related to being an intern. Nothing to really intern. Nothing to be related to being an intern. Architect Python is actually related, and computer vision might be, and RAG is nice, but nothing else. Yeah. So you've shown me that you have no qualifications to be an intern. Let's see. I'm not able to land any internships. I have like 100 plus now. This is a newly updated resume, which I have taken suggestions from you, commented on my post. This is not... I comment on people's posts on Reddit sometimes. This is not any of my advice. This formatting is awful. This is what it needs to look like. This is not it. This is so difficult. This bullet points contain almost zero things that I need, right? Like nothing here is actually related to being an intern. I don't see any basic part of the tech stack. I don't see how you can work well with others. I don't see how you can take direction and criticism. Again, same with this. Architected a Python is at least something, but again, I want 3 keywords per bullet point minimum. Should be 3 to 6 keywords. Then we go down to here, and a RAG system maybe, but like I don't care about your numbers or your percentages. That's not needed. Docker maybe, but again, nothing else here. Vertex AI, okay, nice, but those aren't really what I'm looking for. Engineered with RAG, okay, again, don't care about. I don't see any JavaScript or HTML, nothing. I mean, your resume is blank. Like, you have sent literally nothing. Is there anything here that is salvageable? Stop putting your bullet points here. This does not count. You put them up here. I need them in the actual sentence. If yours is up here, I'm going to ignore them. Oh, don't. You do need the dates of employment. Do not delete that. But this is not needed. Built a full stack. With what? I don't know. You did not tell me. Engineered an auth 02. Don't care. Nothing here is related. You have zero. This entire resume is blank. I don't think there's a single thing in this resume that I can use except for maybe RAG and Python up there. I don't see any technical skills. I don't see how you can work well with others. I don't see how you can take direction criticism. If you want to know how to make a good resume, look at the resume that was previous. Because, yeah, that formatting was bad, but formatting, again, is 30% of your grade. You can pass with bad formatting. And their formatting wasn't even the worst ever. But their bullet points were fantastic, and I was only being very nitpicky on those. The previous, in fact, I actually got to mark this. The previous resume was a success. I actually think that is, not counting formatting. So that counted as a good resume. This is garbage. This is why you're getting 0 interviews, is there's literally nothing here I can use to move you forward. You have submitted to me an entirely blank page. Look at this. This is what all your work experience is. This is completely unrelated. I need you to go back to the drawing board and write bullet points that are actually related. Again, cannot be in a skills section. Nothing in a skills section counts. Is there anything here I can use? No, this entire resume is blank, except for your education, which is good. You do need to put your education. So this is why you're struggling. There is actual reasons why you're struggling, and it is not just formatting, which is bad. It's the fact that there's literally nothing in this resume. You have submitted an entirely blank page. So that is all I can do for this video, and I wanted to thank you all for watching, liking, and commenting. Thank you very much, and subscribing. It really does help me out. Even reposting this video like to a friends and family in a chat is massively helpful to me as a small creator. And if you ever need more help, you can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. I review about 10 resumes per stream, so sometimes that takes me 2 hours, sometimes that takes me 4.5 because I like to jabber on. And I wanted to give a thanks to my members who you can join to be a member below. It is in the link, and that gives you access to videos a little bit early. Thank you very much for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. Again, I am a small creator, and it's just really thank you. I don't know how else to say it. Thank you very much. So that's all I can do for this video, and I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search.